gamers. Alright, we're gonna get started with a beautiful story about it's so short, it's so beautiful, it's so nice. And I'm gonna drink some arsenic. And then we die. This is a story called Honorable Men by Veritate. Veritate? That's up to you to decide. It's a very beautiful story. I hope everybody enjoys. No farts, but you know, sometimes you just gotta switch up the content. The rain poured down. The fire flickered dimly, and the shadows danced across Brutus's face as he sat, deep in thought. He had lost countless hours of sleep over this ordeal concerning Caesar, and he still hadn't arrived at a conclusion. Were his fellow senators right? Did Caesar really deserve to die? Brutus sighed in consternation. Perhaps tonight would settle his thoughts. A knock at the door shook him from his light sleep. It was far past midnight. "Lucius, see who's at the door," he said, knowing full well who it was. "As you please, master." The young boy rose from his own slumber and padded over to the door, undoing the latch. Brutus half heard the whispered conversation at the door. A few moments later, a robed man stepped inside the house, rivulets of rainwater cascading from the black curls extending from underneath his heavy hood. Brutus rose as Lucius cleared his throat. "It is Cassius, come to speak with you. May I be excused to my bedchambers? It is very late, master." "Yes, Lucius," Brutus rumbled. "Leave us now. We have important things to discuss." As Lucius drifted from the room, the man, Cassius, smiled wickedly. "You have such a way with words, Brutus. Why don't you ever talk like that to me?" "Because," Brutus replied, "you whine too much. Now come here and kiss me, you thick slab of man." The two senators embraced roughly, their beards rustling together as their tongues searched and wandered over each other. Cassius clamped his hand firmly on Brutus's muscular ass, squeezing and kneading as the couple made wild man-love. "My turn tonight, most honorable senator," Cassius lustily slurred, withdrawing from his robes a short clay amphora. What does that mean? The burly Romans sank slowly to their knees, locked in a deep kiss. They eagerly removed each other's robes. Brutus tore off Cassius's thick cloak. Brutus tore off Cassius's thick cloak, tossing it into the corner as a rumpled pile, as Cassius pulled open Brutus's toga with his teeth. The amphora sloshed as Cassius dipped his cupped hand into it, withdrawing a palmful of olive oil. "Ready, lover? I've been waiting for this all night, you fiend. Now stick your honorable cock in my ass," Brutus thickly whispered. "With greatest pleasure." Cassius slathered Brutus's upturned balloon knot with oil and pushed his engorged meat deep inside him. Brutus moaned loudly as Cassius almost immediately began thrusting deep and hard into his stretched anus. "Fuck my ass, Cassius! Give me your Roman meat! Plunge! Oh, gods, plunge into me! Oh, yes, Brutus. Gods, I'm going to explode. Take my seed into your bowels, companion," Cassius moaned, and thrust himself hilt deep into Brutus's ass, blowing his man-slaw all up in Brutus's lower intestines. I forgot about man-slaw. Get it together, mate. Come on. It's almost over. Golly. Totally fucking hashtag manslaw. Okay. Brutus rolled over and glowered at Cassius. "You were much too quick, lover. Is your sword dull already? Oh, Brutus, Cassius replied, breathing heavily. You were just so good that I couldn't stop myself. Wait, what are you... Oh my, stop, please! Brutus viciously grabbed Cassius's raven locks in a tight fist and twisted him around, bending him over the arm of a couch. Bite the pillow, man boy, I'm going in dry. Cassius's eyes grew to the size of dinner plates as Brutus savagely entered him. Cassius sobbed into the cushions as Brutus drove his rod into Cassius's tender ass, tears leaking from his face. Even his blood was leaking from his ravaged rectum. You always did like playing dangerously and flirting with disaster. How's this for danger? Brutus wiped his thick, callous palm over Cassius's bleeding ass and then swept his moistened palm through the nearby hearth edge. His hand now coated with sand and blood, his wrapped his meaty fist around Cassius's shortening cock. Despite Cassius's muffled cries for an end to his pain, Brutus voraciously pounded his gritty hand up and down the quivering length he held, even as he continued his abuse of his fellow senator's rear. Fuck, sorry, I just remembered rear again, too. Rear. 10 minutes passed of this, and all the while Cassius sobbed loudly into the couch as Brutus's hand grew slicker still, with newly drawn dick blood. Suddenly, the force of Brutus's blows grew tenfold with a roar, and with a roar, he slammed himself into Cassius a final time, dumping what seemed to be gallons of noble jism into his fuck toy. Later, they killed Caesar. The end. I forgot how great that was. Man, that is one hell of a experience.